be more than human.
And welcome back to the channel. My name is J.R. Carroll. I am the author of the More Than Human novels, and today I'm going to tell you why you should read The Witcher. The Witcher is one of the greatest fantasies of all time, written by one of the best authors of all time, Andrei Sapkowski. Now, I got into The Witcher through, like a lot of other people, the video games, in particular, The Witcher 3.
Fuck.
My best friend tried to get me into The Witcher for a few years and just couldn't get into it for whatever reason. Then my wife bought me The Witcher 3, and I was told that it is basically a spiritual successor to the books. So before I started the game, I was like, I know this is a long game and it's supposedly like a sequel in some way. So I want to read the books so I know about the world that I'm about to enter into, especially since it was the third game. And boy, am I glad that I did, because this was the greatest short story collection of all time, in my opinion, and that is The Last Wish. Now, I've heard people have issues with the actual novels because we start off with two short story collections and then we go into, I believe, five novels. Some people have an issue with the pacing and some of the choices within the novels, but I've never heard anyone say anything negative about The Last Wish. So, and especially that being the first entry into the books is amazing because you step right into an amazing stories, amazing characters. Geralt of Rivia is much like, if I was going to describe him, is like that old Western cowboy gunfighter, kind of like like Wolverine is in the movie Logan. He's been around for about 200 years. He tries his very best to stay out of politics, but of course, like a great story, he can't get out of the way. And in this story, he meets a girl by the name of Ciri. And Ciri is the child of destiny, of course. And their destiny is intertwined. And it is not like you may think it is going to be. As the story goes on, like I said, the first two books are short story collections where we meet Ciri for the first time, and then when we get into the books, we come back and we meet her again. She's a little bit older this time, and boy, I'm telling you, you are going to love it. Geralt is a monster hunter by trade. There's not very many Witchers left who do this, but that's how he makes his money. He has some wild friends, some of the greatest side characters in all of fantasy. You have Dandelion, Yennefer, who is Geralt's main love interest. They will get together early on and then they may not see each other for a year or two at a time, but they always find their way back together, much like Geralt and Dandelion, who are best friends, even though Geralt might not say so. Uh, Dandelion keeps everything fresh and doesn't let the book get too serious. But I will say about The Witcher, and especially the time it came out, it was, in my opinion, a big, maybe the major transition book from the old style of fantasy into the new style, and from your classic epic into a little bit of grimdark. Now, I wouldn't say that The Witcher is grimdark. Some people might, but I tend to not think it's grim dark, but it is darker. And the ending to this book series is one of the most different kind of endings, not like you might expect. Um, so if you guys like dragons, you like griffins, you like any type of weird monster, especially anything from the Slavic Russian mythologies, you're going to find it here in The Witcher. and it is all perfectly done and fantastic. Again, the novels, the pacing, and some of the choices in the later books uh, were not the best, but still, in my mind, one of the greatest series of all time. And Andrzej Sapkowski is writing another Witcher book, and he is saying that it should be out by next year. Don't know yet whether that is a sequel. If it is a sequel to The Witcher, it is going to be one of the biggest books ever written, as far as hype goes. But even if it's another short story collection or a prequel, I am going to dig into it, and I cannot wait to get inside the world of The Witcher again. Let me know, have you got into The Witcher? If you have, how did you get into it? Were you a first person? Were you a video games? Did you come to it because of the television show? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all that good stuff so this can get out to more people. But more importantly, remember, be more than human.